Hi folks, welcome back to Wido's Astro Forum and thanks so much for tuning in. If you clicked on this video, you're probably wondering, hey, what's the best way to remote control all of my astrophotography gear? So let me put your mind to rest. You're simply going to be needing your laptop or a mini PC like this one. What is this guy inside even talking about? I mean, it's 2023 and the age of wireless communication has arrived for quite some time now. So the guys over at CWO, they understood this and they developed the ASIAIR. This is the ASIAIR Plus, so it's a completely wireless plug-and-play device. You can connect any kind of astro gear to that device and you just remote control your astrophotography gear from your Android phone or tablet. I mean, the future has arrived. Okay, respect dude, but let me ask you a question. Are you really sure? Are you going to put all of your astro eggs into one basket, or I mean one device? Let me tell you a little story. So back in the early 2000s, there were some really smart guys and they developed ASCOM. No, you pervert. ASCOM stands for Astronomy Common Object Model, and it created some specific APIs that allows all of your astro gear to communicate smoothly with all kinds of astro software that's being developed on the ASCOM platform. And sure, first it was only Windows based, but in 2018 these guys came up with Alpaca. Now, not the animal, but a new operating independent system which could even be used to, for instance, operate a wireless device. If only there was such a wireless device that could control all of your astro gear. That would be something. Yeah. So let me tell you something. That device you're dreaming up inside, that wireless device, it already exists and it's called the ASIAIR Plus. And what about putting all my eggs into one astro basket or something? Let me tell you, the ASIAIR app, it includes some of the most advanced features you would want as an astrophotographer. So let me tell you, that app includes a polar alignment procedure, that app includes a plate solving procedure to exactly find the objects I want to photograph in the night sky. It includes Autoguiding. I can make advanced astrophotography plans to image a deep sky object with different filters, and heck, it even can show you a live video feed of the moon from your Android phone or tablet just to impress your friends or your family. So what else do you need? Okay. I have to admit, using that ASIAIR Plus does sound pretty wonderful, but aren't there any downsides to using that ASIAIR Plus? Well, there aren't any major downsides about using the ASIAIR Plus, but still, I would like some features to be improved. But honestly, using a Windows-based mini PC like this one or a laptop, it comes with its own challenges as well. So why don't we inform the folks who are watching this video so they can make an informed decision about what to do to remote control their astro gear? Yeah, agreed. So let's give the folks at home a complete overview about the pros and cons of using an ASIAIR Plus versus using a mini PC or laptop. I was able to test out the ASIAIR Plus this month on several clear nights, and I will be sharing my raw and final images with my AstroCoffee supporters who joined my channel for $2.99 a month. I'm also putting out a planetary imaging course this month, especially for my channel members. To join my channel, click on the join button below this video and buy me a cup of coffee so I can stay awake during the night and keep on making these videos. Your support is greatly appreciated. Oh no, it's a PowerPoint slide. Relax, it only takes a minute or two before you'll see a real video again. But anyway, let's play a little game here. I'm going to award points to the ASIAIR Plus versus my mini PC on 4 categories. What kind of hardware or device are you getting for your money? Are there any installation efforts you need to get into? How easy is it to connect your astro gear and connect either via Wi-Fi or via an Ethernet cable? And I'm also getting into the functionality and ease of use of the Astro software to actually capture images in the night sky. And then I'll come to an overall conclusion. Now keep in mind, this is my personal opinion, so let me know in the comment section below what your opinions are about this subject. Let's focus on hardware first. Of course, there are lots of mini PC options and laptops out there, but I'm going to compare my mini PC, the HP EliteDesk 800G2 Mini, to the ASIAIR Plus 32GB. So when looking at the specs, a few things stand out. The ASIAIR Plus has 4 power outputs to power your AstroGear, a DSLR shutter port and a 2-year warranty, whereas my HP Elite Desk doesn't have any power ports or DSLR shutter ports, and I only got 1-year warranty on that refurbished mini PC. Both devices have a Wi-Fi module, a USB-C port and are about the same price. The HP Elite Desk does have 6 USB 3.0 ports, whereas the ASIAIR only has 2 USB 3.0 and 2 USB 2.0 ports. Also, the HP Elite Desk comes with a 256GB SSD drive, whereas the ASIAIR only supports 32GB of storage, but there's a 256GB version available for $399. All in all, it's pretty close, but I'd say that the ASIAIR is more geared towards remotely powering up your AstroGear, so I'll give that first point to the ASIAIR Plus. 1-0. In terms of installation efforts, we have a clear winner. It's the ASIAIR Plus. It is a plug-and-play device and the ASI software is already pre-installed. The only thing you need to do is to switch on the ASIAIR. The Windows-based mini PC needs some work. You need to install the ASCOM platform and the Astro software you want to use, such as PHD2, Nina, ST Pro, SharpCap or Firecapture. So, 2-0 for the ASIAIR Plus. So let me give you a live view on how I have set up my ASIAIR Plus, how I connected all my AstroGear to that ASIAIR Plus. I'm using my smartphone, I hope the quality is acceptable. Anyway, here you have the ASIAIR Plus, as you can see here. And the first thing I want to mention is I have connected the ASIAIR Plus to my ZWO AM5 mount using this particular connection. ZWO specifically recommends not to use that particular availability, that connection. I have run, I think now maybe 10-15 sessions. I didn't experience any issues with it, so not sure why it's not recommended. So let's move on to the power ports here. First you have 2 USB 3.0 ports, then you can see you have 2 USB 2.0 ports, and you have an Ethernet connection. So the 3 USB 3.0 ports are being used by here. First one, my guide camera. Second one, this is my main imaging camera. So this is the ZWO A2600 Mono Pro. So we have here the second one USB 2.0 port. I use this port to connect my ZWO AM5 mount via USB to the ASIAIR. Then we also have here the 4 power ports, the power outputs, and the DSLR shutter, by the way. So one of the power outputs is being used to power my ZWO AM5. So here's the power cable. The second power cable, the power output is used by my cooler. So I'm actually cooling my ASI 2600 Mono Pro. And by the way, you can also see a filter wheel. I have different filters with a USB cable connecting that filter wheel to the ASI 2600 Mono Pro. And the ASIAIR also recognizes stuff that is connected through the ASI 2600 Mono Pro, my imaging camera. You have, of course, this is the cable to power up the ASIAIR Plus. And I'm using this ingenious battery. So it's only one battery powering this entire rig. So right folks, if we're going to compare like the ASIAIR Plus in terms of Wi-Fi range and connectivity to a mini PC like this, then yeah, of course I have here, you can see the USBs. I have 2 USB 3.0s in front and 4 USB 3.0s in the back. So that gives me a lot of options to connect any USB device to my mini PC, but you don't see any power output options here, so I would need a separate box, a separate device for that. And I even need a power cable to actually power up my mini PC. So some of you also asked about the Wi-Fi range, and I'm still using my phone. Hopefully the quality is okay, but so this ASIAIR ZWO says that the range is about 20 meters or about 60 feet. But yeah, let me be honest. So I've tested this this Wi-Fi range, and yeah, from this balcony, no problem whatsoever. If I stand over here like 4 or 5 meters, I can easily connect to the ASIAIR Plus. Also, when I go out inside to that guy that uses the mini PC, it's pretty dark, so you can see here Here's my setup. If I'm inside here, I can still easily use that. I can easily connect via Wi-Fi to the ASIAIR. So that's about 5 meters. Then, okay, when I go down, and here's my daughter's room. So here, actually, this would be the balcony. It's still connecting, but downloading images takes a little more time, especially with the ASIAIR 2600 Mono Pro. And then, if I go down another, let me open up that door to get some light in. So, yeah, if I'm here, so at the front door, it is pretty difficult actually to connect to the ASIAIR Plus. So I would say when you're inside the house, it's about maybe 10-15 meters max. So one way to solve this limited Wi-Fi range is to use the Ethernet cable. So here you have the Ethernet port, plug in a LAN cable, or do you call it LAN cable? And here you could have like this Wi-Fi repeater very close to the ASIAIR Plus, and yeah, you can then of course connect the Wi-Fi repeater to your home network, and then you have no issues. You can receive the ASIAIR signal throughout your home, throughout the Wi-Fi range of your home network. But of course I do have an issue then. So I need a power, like an external power, to plug in the Wi-Fi repeater if I do that. This mini PC, it does of course have Wi-Fi. I can connect to my home network, but still I need to be close to one of my Wi-Fi repeaters. Maybe I even have to install a Wi-Fi repeater close to my mini PC or laptop to actually get that signal. And often I run like a dedicated LAN cable, a dedicated Ethernet cable, to connect this mini PC to my Wi-Fi network inside the home. So yeah, in terms of Wi-Fi connectivity, it's pretty similar. So I'm going to give them both 1 point. So let me also show you one minor issue I have been experiencing. So actually, I have been testing this particular autofocuser, the Oasis autofocuser, and it doesn't have any problems connecting to my PC and some software I use on my PC, but it could not be connected to the ASIAIR Plus. So what I experienced is that, yeah, the ASIAIR Plus just doesn't recognize that Oasis autofocuser, and perhaps this is maybe one of the issues. Like, it's a ZWO device. I know that ZWO did their best to incorporate also especially telescope mounts from different brands to be recognized by the ASIAIR Plus, but some of your hardware devices might not be recognized by the ASIAIR Plus. So that's a minor inconvenience. So in terms of connecting different kinds of AstroGear, the Ascom platform on my mini PC offers more versatility, so I'm going to give the mini PC a point here, or 2. So let's wait until it gets dark so I can also show you the application, the app that comes with the ASIAIR Plus on your Android device to actually connect to the ASIAIR Plus and start with deep sky astrophotography. So let me show you how this works on my Android phone. First of all, you need to connect to the Wi-Fi signal of the ASIAIR. So you have to click on your Wi-Fi icon and connect to the ASIAIR Plus. So after connecting to your Wi-Fi, you need to click on the ASIAIR app icon. Of course, you first need to download the app from the Play Store. You open it, and then of course you need to log in. You can click enter device, and you need a username and password. I'm not going to show you now. And after doing so, you will simply see an overview of all the Astro gear you connected to that ASIAIR Plus. By the way, this is not a tutorial video. Maybe I'll make one in the future. So one feature I really liked was this comprehensive overview of all the Astro gear that's connected to your ASIAIR app. So you see different icons from top to bottom. You see a planetary camera icon, a guiding icon with your guide cam, of course, connected to it. You see a telescope mount icon, an electronic filter wheel icon, and an electronic autofocuser icon. And the eMMC refers to the card, the storage card that is installed on your ASIAIR app. So I think this is a really comprehensive overview. You find all kinds of specifications and also all kinds of options to control your AstroGear from this particular menu. So one of the most excellent features is the polar alignment procedure. So when you click on PA, then the ASIAIR Plus will automatically take a picture of the north celestial pole, at least for me, or because I'm in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, it will take a picture of the south celestial pole, of course, and then it will automatically rotate your telescope about 55 degrees, and it will take automatically a second picture to assess how far off you are from that north or south celestial pole. What I also really like are the green arrows. So the green arrows show you whether or not you should move your mount up or down or left or right to actually achieve polar alignment. Very easy to understand. And what also makes it more engaging is this smiley. When that smiley on the top right actually begins to smile, then at least according to the ASIAIR Plus, you are sufficiently polar aligned. And there's even some kind of competition. You can submit your results, and I don't know if there are any kind of prizes you can win or a leaderboard. Anyway, very engaging to use the polar alignment procedure in the ASIAIR Plus app. So another excellent feature is the virtual representation of the night sky in the ASIAIR Plus. So as you can see here, you see a blue rectangle that shows the current position of your telescope, and the red rectangle shows just the field of view you will be getting with the particular imaging camera and telescope combination you have connected to the ASIAIR Plus. So you can actually check whether or not certain deep sky objects would fit the field of view of your particular telescope and camera. So yeah, that's also an excellent feature. You can of course also rotate your field of view either manually or automatically, depending on whether you have an automatic rotator. I don't. But anyway, this is a very good virtual representation of the night sky, and yeah, you can just click go to or enter center in this app, and the mount will then automatically slew to a particular object you want to observe or image in the night sky. So excellent feature. So at the risk of sounding boring, another feature I really like is the magnifying glass, or when you click on objects, you can actually search for objects in the night sky. Now I did notice that when you search for actual names, often the ASIAIR Plus is unable to find that object. So you have to use Messier numbers or NGC numbers or sharpless catalog numbers, and then the app is able to recognize that object in the night sky. What I also really like is that the app will give you an overview of all the objects that are currently above the horizon, as well as their position and their future path. So when you look to the right, you see a blue dot that shows you where the object is currently located, as well as the red line which shows the future path of that object in altitude, and also where that object is in your night sky. So the ASIAIR app also includes plate solving. So when you select a particular target or object, so in my case IC1805 here, that's the Heart Nebula, the telescope mount will automatically slew to that object. But not only that, it will then take a picture, and it will compare the star field of that picture to the star field it should be getting when your object would be completely centered in the field of view. And it will make some minor corrections to actually get your object within the field of view of your camera, and that really saves you a lot of time. You don't have to use a hand controller to make minor corrections to get the object you want to photograph in the field of view. So the ASIAIR Plus, of course, also includes an auto-guiding option to take long exposure pictures of the night sky. And yeah, it's very simple to use. You can simply use the icons on the right of the screen, so you can calibrate your guide cam. You can start looping, so taking 1 or 2 second pictures by clicking on the double arrows. And you can click on the crosshairs to actually start auto-guiding. And it is multi-star auto-guiding, so in my opinion, I used it across, I think, 6 or 7 imaging nights now, and it's very accurate, that multi-star auto-guiding. I got very similar results to using PhD2 guiding, if you know what it is. So in general, I'm pretty positive about this auto-guiding option. So by the way, you see me using the preview function that's also available in the ASIAIR app. It's very useful. I'm taking a 30-second picture through my H-alpha filter of the Heart Nebula just to ensure if the object is truly centered in the field of view before I'm actually going to start an auto run. So as you can see here, you can download the picture, you can zoom in to ensure that your stars also are nice and round and whether or not the object is centered in the field of view. You can also click on detect and then it will show you the half flux ratio of the stars. So actually that tells you something about how well your telescope is focused on the stars. The lower the HFR is, the better your telescope is focused. So I'm always using this preview function just before starting an auto run, just before I'm going to make many pictures of the same object in the night sky, just to ensure that the focus is right and my framing is also okay. So another way to select your focus is actually by using the focus feature. So when you click on focus, you will see a star field and you can click the zoom function and that will bring into focus one particular star and it will show you the half flux diameter if I'm correct. Anyway, the HFD will show you how big your star appears in your picture, in your image. So by then tweaking your focuser manually, you can just keep on looking at those HFD figures, and the lower those figures get, the better you are focused on those stars in the night sky. So that's also an excellent feature to ensure that you actually achieved the best focus before starting an auto run, before taking many pictures of an object in the night sky. So one of the easiest ways to automate your imaging session is to click on auto run and create what is called a shooting schedule. So within the shooting schedule, you can create sequences by clicking on the plus button. Within each of the sequences, you can select an exposure time, you can select the filter you want to use, you can select the gain level, and you can also select how many pictures you want to take by clicking on repeat and selecting the number. And by pressing OK, you add that to your shooting schedule. So in my case, I was using a mono camera and I wanted to shoot the Heart Nebula using different narrowband filters. So I created different sequences within the shooting schedule, and overall it worked really well, and I'm pretty positive about this feature. It's very straightforward to use. So I didn't show you all the features, but hopefully you got a good idea of what this ASIAIR app is capable of. And let me just finish by showing you a 5-minute exposure of the Heart Nebula. So the ASIAIR Plus app downloads every photo so you can check it out. And yeah, it's a wonderful object, right? Oh guys, I almost forgot to mention it, but there's one function I was less enthusiastic about, and that's the video function. So you can see here the moon, and I paired my planetary camera, the 678MC, to the ASIAIR Plus. It recognized the camera, no problems there, but the camera has a total resolution or max resolution of 4K, and as you can see on the left, in region of interest is maxed out at 1080p, so I can't get the complete field of view I'm normally getting when using other software besides the ASIAIR Plus. And also the frames per second were not very high. So for planetary imaging, I wouldn't actually recommend using the ASIAIR Plus. I think CWO knows this. They also have ASI Studio. And actually I'm often using SharpCap and sometimes also Fire Capture on my Windows-based PC, which gives me better results when shooting the moon or the planets. So folks, it's going to be very hard to compare the user experience of the ASIAIR with a user experience for folks who use a mini PC or a laptop. Because simply put, on that mini PC or laptop, you're going to install the Astro tools you like most. You're going to compare them. And for instance, some people use Sequence Generator Pro, others use Nina for deep sky imaging, some people use Fire Capture, other people use SharpCap for planetary imaging. By the way, planetary imaging is a lot better with the mini PC For instance, this is a Core i7 processor, so you will get a higher resolution, images at a faster frame rate per second. So I definitely recommend using a mini PC or a laptop for planetary imaging. So I guess I would give them both 1 point for user experience. But overall, I think you have a choice here. So do you want a plug-and-play device that has the most wanted features deep sky astrophotographers want to see in a device? Then the ASIAIR Plus is definitely something for you. Now, if you are that guy who likes to try out different kinds of software, you don't mind putting in some effort to download and install the Ascom platform and the software and to try that out, then a mini PC or a laptop is still also a good way to go. So hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want. See you in the next video. Clear skies.